Hello everyone, this is Boyd Martin speaking. With me I've got my jumping trainer here today, Richard Picken. That's the guy in the blue shirt that you see on your screen. He's been helping me pretty much the last year, and this is one of my top horses, Blackfoot Mystery. He's an American thoroughbred. Not the easiest horse to jump. We've been working hard at it, and this was a jumping session that we had in Aiken last week. We're on the road to Kentucky. Anyway, I brought Richard in. He's going to talk a bit about what we're doing here and a bit with my riding and the horse.
Thanks, Boyd. So basically with the grid work you see here with the bounces, one stride, oxer bounces, one stride to a vertical, we're basically trying to get the horse to work a bit with his front end and his hind end, bring his hind end underneath him and getting him lighter in front, and to be a lot quicker off the ground and a lot more responsive to the jumps. And as you see, we come around the corner here and Boyd's balancing the horse, getting nice and square to the jump and keeping him balanced to the first cavaletti, and then a nice bounce and to the oxer bounce, and then one stride to the vertical. And as we go through, we'll gradually build the exercise up in height. As you see, the first vertical there now is a couple of holes bigger, and now you can see his technique. He's starting to use his shoulder and his knees more and more as the jump gets bigger, and eventually over time this will make the horse stronger behind in his hind end, in his backs, and use his hocks a lot more at the jumps. So hopefully improve his jumping to a single fence, and as you saw there to the Swedish oxer, he made a really nice shape to jumping that oxer.
And Richard, you got me riding in a new bit of apparatus for the first time here. It's what do you call it? A German martingale, or?
Yeah, we call it a German martingale. Basically,
is that the technical word for it?
Most probably not. Basically, what it is it's like a running martingale, but with clips on the end, and we run it through the bit and snap back onto the reins, such in a way as draw reins, but you don't have to hold any draw reins. It works strictly off the reins, and there's 4 settings on the reins that we can put it on, and it just gives us a bit more control through the corners. And if the horse brings its head up and starts to evade the bit through the corner, it helps us with that, and it seems to be working on Red here really well, because as we saw a bit at Wellington, we were struggling to get him through the corners to the jumps, and Boyd did a great job of getting him around at Wellington because he wasn't the easiest to ride. But now he's becoming a bit more consistent in his jump, as you can see, and we just work a lot on balance and control. Then we've been working a lot on Boyd's position, keeping his chin up and his shoulders open, not going too far, as you see there in the horse's position, and you see he doesn't really change his position a whole lot, so therefore it keeps the weight off the horse's shoulders and helps the horse lift up in front, and he doesn't have to lift Boyd's weight as well as his own weight in front.
That's been probably the biggest change Richard's made with my riding. I'm quite tall and lanky, and I've broken my legs a few times, and very much twist in the air a lot, especially to the right for some reason. And Richard's been into me about trying to stay really, really square on top of the horse, especially in the air, and not falling forward.
Yeah, and also Boyd got into a bit of the habit of putting more weight into his left stirrup, to his right stirrup. So therefore, some of the horses were starting to drift a little left. So we got him to equal out the weight in the stirrups, I guess, and and that's helped a lot, and it's helped a lot with the horse's jump. And as you see here, through that 3 stride to the 2 stride to the 1 stride, he was a lot squarer and a better technique. There you see he has the rail behind, which is quite a common thing on a skinny upright like that. He just jumped a little bit flat, didn't quite come through behind, so we'll most probably run him back round, I think, to the exercise, the bounce exercise, and then bring him back to the vertical again after this course is finished. But it's very important that we get the horse stronger behind, to enable his jump, because it's a great thing that people don't get the horses stronger and train them to jump through the strength of the back end. You see, they made a lovely shape over the oxer.
Big Red's, we've only had him for about a year. Oh no, not even a year. Probably, let's see, just over 6 months. So we're preparing for Rolex, and this would be our weaker phase. So we're working quite hard in the show jumping. But he's given us 2 clear rounds so far this year. One clear round at Wellington, which we won, and then another clear round at Pine Top. So we're on the right track, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, so hopefully it won't take as long as the Romans did to build Rome. So, but his jump's becoming more and more consistent, as you can see here. He's jumping more off his hind legs, and really rocking back on his hocks to jump the jump. So I think as time goes on, it's only a short time, as Boyd says, we've been working with him. I think he'll improve more and more as time goes on.
Jump that white gate a second time.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah. He's a quick horse to learn, and he's a careful horse. He just doesn't know how to jump properly and have a technique, and so we also give him a little bit more, as we say, gap to the bottom of the fence, which is a bit of a longer distance. So therefore, the horse has a little bit more time in front to organise his front legs and come off the fence. And we find with him that does work a little bit more.
And we've finished the session. We're nearly at the end, through the grid again, Richard.
Yeah, he's now jumping a lot more quicker off the floor with his front feet and his hind end. And also we're working a lot with a canter with Boyd with this horse, so we've shortened him up and compacted him a little bit and got him really jumping from behind, and I think he's improved a lot.
Well, thank you, and thanks for watching, guys. We've got a long road to go with Big Red, but I feel like we're making some progress.